Right, so, yep. All right, Ken, you must be pretty happy today that you've progressed to the FFA Cup.
Yeah, absolutely delighted. Very proud of the football club, the players, the supporters. It was a great effort from everybody yesterday, and we got the right result, and couldn't ask for anything better.
If you go back to a week ago when you got beaten 3-0, what were your thoughts at that stage heading into this game?
Yeah, well, obviously you look back at the game and you try and analyse where you went wrong. And overall, I thought we played quite well. Maybe didn't have a cutting edge, weren't sharp up front, so we worked on those things through the week. And the more the week went by and we were training well, the more confident we became.
Did it knock the boys' confidence around a bit though, heading into it? Like, were you a bit vulnerable, do you think? Were you worried yesterday before the game started?
No, not really, and I think the players, to be fair to them, kept calm. They knew they played well, and I think they had great belief in the front players, and they knew there were goals in them. So the players never were down, they were always up, and certainly yesterday we were ready to go, that was for sure.
Now the game's done, can you say, were you disappointed about the decision that they let Corica play? Do you think that needs to be looked at?
I think it needs to be looked at. From our point of view, it didn't matter. I just felt that if they were bringing over 40 guy in to play in our top competition, they kind of underestimated the quality of our players and the league, so that disappointed me. So I was, delighted that players like Caleb Ludlow, Ewan and Nick Morton controlled midfield the way they did. The youngsters stood out, and that for me shows that Tasmania has some talent.
Is it a disrespectful thing to do for such a big game?
Well, I suppose if they don't believe they have if it was me the other way around, we've won 3-0, you think, oh, I'm going into that game with that team confidently. So obviously they weren't confident of doing that, and whether it's disrespect, I don't know. But from our point of view, it certainly helped us prepare well.
Do you think the rule needs to be revised, perhaps? Is there a couple?
Well, I think it's unusual where people would bring a player in for one game, and that one game was a cup game. I mean, it certainly won't happen in the FFA Cup. It won't be allowed in there. So.
Do you think that one slipped through the keeper a little bit? The FFT didn't even realise the rule wasn't there?
Well, we had whispers that they were looking at Bridges from Newcastle, which probably would have been a better option for them. More attacking player, forward player, younger, currently playing, and also Zrilic. We knew David Zrilic had gone by, so we knew they were looking at players, but we can't focus on that. We have to do what we do well, and that's work hard at the game and work with our young players and bring them on.
It was such a big game. Do you think it was going to? Did you reckon they think it was going to give them the edge at all? Or?
Well, they must have thought that way. I have no idea really, but they must have thought with him coming in, he's a good experienced player, and I thought he did all right. He was tidy on the ball, nice touches. But the way Zebra's played, it went beyond him, and they play a long ball, they get it up to Lazinski quickly if they can. So they were missing him out. So he really had no effect on the game, apart from a couple of little touches.
You weren't surprised he was subbed off?
Not really.
How hard is it going to be for your club not to focus on the FFA Cup now, and you've got other things to worry about back here at home too, but it's so exciting, and you must have to tell the boys not to think about it too much, I guess, till it comes around? Yeah,
that's going to be difficult. We have a hard game this weekend up at Northern Rangers, and we've got them in tonight for a recovery session, so hopefully we can lay down the foundations now to refocus on the league. And I think when the cup draw happens, we'll gather somewhere to try and watch it live and create a bit of atmosphere, and then we'll build for the cup after that.
How daunting will it be if you draw an A-League club first up?
I think it'll be fantastic. I look forward to it. I mean, and it's tongue-in-cheek when you say things, but they're just coming back into their training. They're not at full strength. They have to play their A-League squad. They can't play the youth team. So it'll be tremendous for Tasmanian football to be pitted against something like that.
Do you reckon they'll take it very seriously, the A-League clubs? Do you think that's something they want to win?
I think so. And it's the first one. The big clubs will be interested in winning the FA Cup. It's huge in England. The FA Cup is a major trophy to be won, and I think the A-League clubs will grasp it like that as well.
And fingers crossed you want a home game, I guess?
It would be nice to get Melbourne City down here. I think that would be the draw, or Sydney City, where Mr. Barlow's involved with, South Hobart man, a Tasmanian man, so something like that would be very nice.
And if you've got a home game, it would be at KG5 then?
We're hoping so. There'll be a few things to take care of first, but we're hoping it will be here. And good crowd will be in attendance, and it's a great day.
Where else could it be if it wasn't here then? Are you saying it would have to be in a bigger ground, or like a Bellerive?
I think just for night matches it would have to be another venue, maybe Bellerive, yeah, would be. I mean, they would have the lighting, of course, and the pitch, but the best venue for us would be here. If we can't get a home game at Darcy Street, then obviously this is a football ground. It's tight, it's compact. You've got 3,000-4,000 people in here. It'll be rocking. You know, be a terrific atmosphere.
How many of the other clubs that qualify would use a synthetic pitch as well? Would that be an advantage?
I don't know. There are a lot of grounds around the various states now. In Melbourne, there's a lot of grounds being used artificial. I'm not too sure about New South Wales. I would think, I know Sydney United, who we played last year, they are synthetic, so they are being used in other places. And this is a good synthetic pitch, don't get me wrong, it's a good surface. It's not hard, it's got a bit of give in it. The ball, if it's wet, it's really slick, so it's a good ground to play on.